What up, YouTube? To the very minimum people who would even watch this. Because, trust me, I am no nostalgia critic, and I know that. But, I gotta say, I've been wanting to get back into reviews because I haven't done them for so long, except to myself, in my head, and I keep talking to myself about a movie when I see it, but I never really discussed it with people, and I used to on my channel, and then I just kind of was like, not really, always concerned about YouTube. I don't like being on social media all the time, so I kind of like didn't give up on it, but I just didn't really think about it that much. But after seeing Straight Outta Compton, I had to just reflect my thoughts real quick, because I've been wanting to do that a lot of times for a lot of movies I've seen, because I always feel like it's best when I just let out my opinion on it right away, because I just saw it fresh from the theater. And I saw this, Straight Outta Compton and RPX, and I will say, it was fucking awesome, because I've seen a bunch of movies in RPX, and I never felt like I always enjoyed it, but you know, there's only a few scenes here and there that are loud, so you actually feel like you're getting your money's worth. Other than that, a lot of times it's just a really comfortable big theater. But this totally took advantage of N.W.A. when they're at concerts, when it's showing the life on the streets. It was such a gritty, raw movie that was not only like really very thrilling and suspenseful at times, but it made me laugh out loud. The audience laughed like crazy at times, and the humor worked perfectly. So, like, some examples of that is when like Eazy-E is trying to lay down some rhymes that are written, and he doesn't really feel comfortable in the studio, and he just doesn't got a good flow going, and they just keep making fun of him and laughing, and Dr.Dre's like, guys, just come on, let him do his thing, just give him a break, let's try this again. And he's like, fuck this, Ice Cube, DJ Yellow, you gotta go. And it was just like, it was funny, and then he fucks up again. He's like, it's not too bad. And then he's like, he puts on those trademark shades, and it's like, that's Eazy-E. Right there. That is Eazy-E. That, he is reincarnated in this movie. I swear, I was watching Eazy-E. Okay? I was watching Ice Cube. I was watching Dr.Dre, all in their young form. Obviously, Ice Cube looks like Ice Cube because it's Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. I'm not going to get into the entire cast. Even Paul Giamatti's in this as Jerry Heller, but I love how they used, first of all, this isn't exactly a review. It's more like a reflection. I'm going to call it my reflection journal. I don't know. Fucking Mark's Reflections, Mark's Movie Reflection. I don't fucking know. All I know is it's kind of like, it's not exactly for YouTube per se. It's more like, I was so excited seeing this movie, and I was so satisfied with the outcome that I was like, you know what, when I get home, I'm just going to record a quick review. I'm not going to even call it a review, like I said. And I also don't really edit my videos, so this video might be really fucking stupid and really cheap looking, because I don't really fucking edit that much. And I want to, and I'm going to edit more, but I kind of just go uncut, because it's just I want my fucking thoughts out, and I'm really just speaking to a camera right now. So like, you're the audience right now, I'm speaking to a little camera, and it's a GoPro Hero 2. So when else do you see reviews on GoPro Hero 2s? And I'm going to stop calling it reviews, I'm telling you. I'm trying to stop calling it reviews, it's a reflection. And I'm saying, you gotta see this fucking movie. I don't care if you like hip-hop or not. Hip-hop is an art, and this movie is kind of like a smack in the face to all those people. When I was in high school, I was one of those guys who liked hip-hop, and I could be wearing a button shirt, and I was still called a wigger. A wigger. Isn't that kind of racist, because you're calling a white person who appreciates black culture a wigger? So it's kind of like you're calling them the N-word, but they're white, so they can't technically call you that. So they're just letting out their racism by calling you a wigger. And anyone who even said that, fuck you. Just like I told you back then, fuck you. Your opinion doesn't mean shit. What were you listening to? Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, shit that was written for them? Backstreet's Back again? They were never even fucking here to begin with. They're a joke. No offense, Backstreet Boys. You did your thing. But it was all fake. Anyways, let's get back to this movie. It was such a phenomenal biopic. I've seen movies that are like biopics of bands, and they were good. And honestly, I can't even name them off the top of my head right now. Because there's quite a few of them, but there's not really a lot of memorable, like, oh, this was really, really fucking good. There's Almost Famous, but it's based on the director's life, kind of his younger age, Cameron Crowe's life, and it was kind of between fiction and reality, but it was just really for like a movie. It was a story. It wasn't really like this band, this is what they went through. It was a really good movie about a band and on their journey and like seeing their ups and downs. But this is like a real band that changed music, whether you think so or not. They changed music. They reminded people that rap is actually art. I am a hip hop fan. I personally feel like there's a difference between hip hop and rap, but hip hop, you can say N.W.A is considered a gangster rap, but I still consider it hip hop because it's still a movement, and it made people rise to what they feared. They feared the police. They were always being oppressed. But then you have N.W.A coming out and actually speaking the truth. And like Ice Cube says, what does he say in the bus? He's like looking at people roll over all their merchandise and all their CDs. He says, speak a little truth and people lose their minds. It's so fucking true. You just fucking say something honest, and people are like, no, people aren't supposed to talk about this. No, shut up. Everyone be quiet. No, just don't fucking, no. They didn't give a fuck. And I love when they came together as brothers when Dr. Dre's little brother passed, and that was an emotional scene, which that, by the way, I'll get into very soon. How moving this movie was, how emotional it was. They come together, and then sort of the next scene, besides, him dealing and grieving with that, they go into a concert, and all they hear in the back is a bunch of cops in their face saying, "You will not play Fuck the Police. You will listen to us. You were ordered not to do this." And what do you think they were gonna do? You think they were gonna fucking listen to you? No. These are people with fucking brains, and they have knowledge, and they know people are listening to them for a reason. So, they're not gonna listen to some fucking smug-ass fucking cops who don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. That's why I know not all police are bad. But back then, police were fucking bad. I mean, they can still be bad now, but they were terrible back then. And it's no surprise they got into the Rodney King riots, because that was a pivotal moment in the early 90s. I even remember when I was a child, there was so much moments in this movie that I'm like, wow, I remember that going on. And just all these surprise spots, like Snoop Dogg coming in and like, oh, okay, this is how this happened. And then Tupac, and it's like, that fucking guy is Tupac. Is Tupac alive? Because that's fucking him in the fucking booth putting down some fucking, oh my god, this movie is fucking awesome. Like, this is a movie that, fuck Jurassic World. Fuck that. Okay, that was a fun movie. It was a fun time. I shouldn't even be mentioning that movie. But that breaks worldwide records. It's this big fucking hit. Whether you liked it or not, it's like, oh, it's a big success. We're gonna make a sequel to that. Sequel, another sequel. Summer sequels and superheroes. No, fuck that. This is the summer of N.W.A. It's the summer of real music. Even when they fucking introduced Dr. Dre in that song, My Life, My Life, My Life. And that just is like one of those songs that is like the perfect summer song. And just seeing that come on, and it's like mid-August, and like summer's dwindling down, and to end the summer with fucking Straight Outta Compton. This was the summer blockbuster I've been waiting for. Something with emotion, dialogue, good characters, people you root for, a story that you just find phenomenal and almost unreal, but it all was. It was just like an unbelievable story that was always meant to be a movie. And yet, people are fucking paying to go see CGI spectacles of fucking everyone dying violently and horribly. And that's what people go for, sadly. But the people who actually pay to go see this movie, I think RPX is becoming way too overpriced for what it is. It went from $14 when I saw Fury Road to a month later being $16 when I saw Jurassic World. And those were good movies, but it jumped from 14 to 16. But you know what? Tonight, I got my full fucking money's worth from RPX because I was at an N.W.A concert with a bucket of popcorn, a soda, and a Red Bull after smoking a fucking blunt in the parking lot. And you know what? That was a good damn time. I could go on about this movie, but I like just saw it and I'm still just thinking about so much things I liked about it that I literally don't have anything to complain about. Honestly, I found this movie so flawless for what it is because no movie is flawless. But, so I shouldn't even say that, but this was just so near perfect to me as not only a hip-hop fan, but also as just a film fan, and seeing how well they F. Gary Gray directed this. And it was just so well shot at times, and the music was perfect, all the song choices, the actors not only doing an amazing performance, but actually doing songs, classic N.W.A songs themselves, and just having that extra authentic feel like, wow, they're actually even that much more impressive in this role. And damn, man, there was a shot in the hotel that's all one shot, and there's so much stuff going on that you almost forget it's one shot. You're looking around the room, the hotel, and oh shit, and it's not only funny, but they're looking for Felicia, and that is a fucking hilarious scene. Not just hilarious, but just impressive to watch, because it's I love movies that do that. They don't just do a bunch of edited shots. They stick to it. They go, we're gonna do one shot. We're gonna make this look right, because this is what they were seeing at the time. Yeah, there's a big ass orgy going on, but you know what? This is from their perspective, and it felt like you're wow, I'm a fucking rock star right now. Yeah, it's rap, but they're fucking rock stars, man. And there was shit like that. Then Ice Cube's going to his house in Compton, and before he's getting there, it's showing the streets in slow motion with the street bikes up, and that just looks cool to begin with, the street bikes doing wheelies and shit. And it's oh shit, this is fucking Compton right here. And then the camera pans with the bikes, and you see Ice Cube coming to his house, and it's following Ice Cube still. They're not cutting it. They're not cutting and chopping up the movie. It's all just a confident shot, right, it's okay, that was a fucking good shot. It's some simple stuff like that you appreciate from a film, and a lot of directors and fucking production companies, they just don't even think about that shit these days. I never saw that once in fucking Jurassic World. Yeah, I saw some shots that were oh, that was kind of neat, but I know I'm comparing this to Jurassic World, but I think I'm saying that because this Summer Blockbuster was Jurassic World. But to me, it was straight out of Compton, and Jurassic World is a fucking dinosaur shit compared to this, in my opinion. I mean, Jurassic Park, the first one already proved that Jurassic World is kind of shit. But this movie is a fucking film. That's just a blockbuster. This is a film. And to me, though, it's a summer blockbuster. This is going to be the movie I remember from the summer the most. And actually, it's awesome that, now that I think about it, I didn't see a lot of movies this summer, but I chose them wisely because I just realized the two more unique and original movies, and not only original and just interesting, but they also had a hip-hop vibe, was Straight Outta Compton and Dope. So the summer started with Dope, which is a dope fucking movie. That is good. I never reviewed it. I haven't reviewed fucking anything for a while. I've reviewed it to myself in the mirror. Not even in the mirror, just I'll talk and just be thinking. Not like this. But I'm talking to a fucking camera right now, and I feel like I'm in therapy or something. And I've never even taken that. But you know what? This is probably my therapy right here. And I will fucking say, though, that summer starting with Dope and ending with Straight Outta Compton, that is my summer for movies. That just fucking nailed it right there. Man, but by the way, I quickly got into the humor. And there was so many parts of this movie that are not only laugh out loud funny, but you just sometimes just crack a smile, it's just a simple little moment like that. That was fucking good. The stuff they reference, not only in their own lives, but lives around them at the time. But let's just say there's a certain moment, something simple when Ice Cube's Ice Cube's at his house, and he's writing something on an old laptop, but he's writing something, and he says a line out loud, and his wife goes, "So how's that going?" And you're like, that's fucking cool right there. You just had to throw in a reference to that. And now I want to say what it is, but let's just say it was a funny ass movie from 1995 that he was in and wrote. But anyways, the only quick. I should have gone into the flaws first because there's literally none for me. There's like the only things I can think of that even remotely didn't get on my nerves, but was like, why did they do that? There's a couple scenes from the Straight Outta Compton trailer 2, the one that came that showed before Furious 7. There's a couple scenes that they happen in this movie, but it's one of those pet peeves I have when it's such an awesome shot in the trailer. It's such a good memorable moment. Like you're like, yeah, I remember that part in the trailer. They have those scenes in this movie, but it has like different camera angles. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when movies do that, where you see like a scene in the trailer and it's like awesome looking, and then you see that scene in the movie and it's totally different looking, and you're like, wait, it's not supposed to happen like that. No, go back. No, do the other cut. Do the other cut of that. For instance, the fucking smallest flaw. Like, I can't even count this. These aren't flaws, okay? These are just little pet peeves I have with the movie that are nothing, because I will give this a fucking 9.5 out of 10 if I had to rate it. I'm not exactly rating it, I'm just giving my thoughts on it, but if I had to do like a 10 type rating, it would be a 9.5 only because my favorite movies of all time aren't even a 10. Because I always think there could have been a little something. So 9.5 is pretty much perfect to me. This is, you know what, fuck it. Let's fucking give it a 10. Fuck it. This movie is so good. Why the fuck would I even like 9.5? No, it's a fucking 10 movie, a 5-star movie, an A+. It's a fucking amazing movie. Yeah, people are not going to like it, not everyone's going to enjoy it, but you know what, for me, as a fan of N.W.A, as a fan of hip-hop, as a fan of the culture, as a fan of movements, and actually standing up for your rights, this is a fucking 10-star movie by a long shot, man. All the fucking blockbusters this summer, and they didn't manage to give me a fucking hint of emotion. Didn't even get fucking watery eyes. I didn't fucking barely get any laughs. It was almost nothing. I laughed in this movie. I fucking teared up. And I'm fucking trying to hide it from my friend next to me. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, bro, but I know I wasn't the only one. Because when I heard about the brother and Dr.Dre is pretty much breaking down and they're all coming together, I was just trying to hold back the tears like, come on, man, just don't think about it too much. And I kind of looked over and I could see my friend, and he kind of had watery eyes too, and I'm like, I'm not alone, man. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I just want to say that. I'm like, man, this is some tough shit, man. And I will say they delved a little bit into Eazy-E's illness, and that was very cringeworthy to watch. But I can't even consider it a flaw at all, because I'm not saying it is a flaw. I'm just saying those are the moments you have to be prepared for, because it's really, really tough to watch. And like, you feel like, well, they're acting, it's just a movie, but you know this happened, and you just know how hard it must be to hear things when you're in the hospital, and just how scary it is, and you just wanna save them, you just wanna fucking do something. And this movie served all the artists, it served them justice. Let's just say that, because honestly, Eazy-E, if he was here, I have a feeling he was there with them at the premiere, and he actually watched the film with them, and he was giving a standing ovation at the end. Because, man, if they only came together, and you know what? They were together. They're always together. The albums they made, yeah, they made it broke apart for a while. That is history. N.W.A made history. They made a masterpiece, a landmark album, and no one can take that away from them no matter how hard they try. They can regret some of the past, like the choices of going with this side instead of that side, but the choices were made, history was made, and it still is absolutely beautiful to watch. And this is one of the best documentary films that I've probably ever seen, because this is like, I would have never really expected to see quite a movie about a hip-hop group this well made. Like, this was very, very perfectly made. And F. Gary Gray, I already think he was a good director because I absolutely loved Friday when I was younger, and I still do, but I just don't watch as much. But hearing that he was making this, I was like, well, hey, he has kind of connection with N.W.A. in a way, because he was living in the area around the time. He knew Ice Cube. He obviously knew history of N.W.A. very well in the culture, and he was definitely, I don't even see a better choice than F. Gary Gray when I think about it. Like, I will say real quickly too, F. Gary Gray, I did mention some shots that he made in this film that were very good. And plus, by the way, I hope this is actually you hear me, because the speaker on these things is like at the bottom, so I hope you've been able to hear me. Maybe I should just put it on this for now. That's fine for now. But all I know is F. Gary Gray, absolutely amazing job. I will say you actually surprised me, because I knew, hey, you know Ice Cube, you obviously know history of music very well, so I know you're gonna serve it justice. I don't know how the directing will be. I know he's a good director, but like I don't ever see like certain directors have like trademark styles, and he obviously has his own, but it's nothing ever that I actually like. I'm like, oh, I love when F. Gary Gray does this, or I love when F. Gary Gray does that. I just know him that he's made plenty of good movies, and he's a good director. This is his fucking masterwork. I mean, this is a masterpiece for him, man, because like the shots he made in this, the authentic vibe and feel it had, the atmosphere of the movie, he is like actually. Now it's something where like if I hear F. Gary Gray is making another movie, I'm gonna be like, I have to see that. Like, he's a fucking amazing director. I will say that right now. And bravo to you for doing such an amazing N.W.A. movie. Bravo to the entire crew. Bravo to the entire cast. Bravo to every fucking person involved with this movie, because thank you. Holy shit. Universal, Hollywood, you guys actually have something in the theater right now that makes you think, that actually makes you feel something, and actually makes you want to rise out of your seat and just feel like we're fucking part of something. You actually did it, Universal. It's possible. You can actually make movies that you feel something for, okay? Let's stop with all the CGI bullshit, all the shit we don't need, all the boring fucking stupid shit that you guys have been making. This is what you gotta start focusing on. Actual stories that people can get something from and gain from their experience watching this, because this movie, I always loved hip-hop so much that I always wanted to produce, I always wanted to rap. I just never did, because I never really had the equipment, and I feel like I have a lot of great friends, but it's not like all our friends, I'm sure everyone can relate, are into the same things. Like, they like plenty of hip-hop too, but I'm not going to be like, hey, you guys come over, let's make a song. It's not like that around here, really. Like, it's where I actually even have an MPK-25 I barely know how to use, but I'm trying to fuck with it. I don't really know how to use it. I want to record shit. Seeing this movie was just like something going like, it's possible. It's telling you it's possible. Like, Dr. Dre was in obviously way worse situation, but that situation where like you don't know what you're doing, you have all this stress going on, but you feel like you're just stuck in this one spot where like it's a constant cycle of stress and anxiety, and you just like, you have all these dreams that you can't even let flourish. You just let fucking dwindle away. And this is an inspiring movie. The story of it's inspiring. It's like, it shows that everyone can change themselves. Everyone doesn't have to fall victim to the streets they grew up in. Like, these people made it themselves. Yeah, they got help along the way, but it was their effort that got them to where they were. And I'm glad, I am very glad that they showed Suge Knight in the light that they did, because, and also, even the guy who plays Suge Knight, even he was fucking really good in this movie. But you always got that vibe from Suge Knight, and you always heard stories about Suge Knight, so you always knew there was this mystery about him that just didn't feel right about his presence. Like, you know something's fucking wrong when Suge Knight's around. And this movie fucking got into that, and it was very like, it was it was fucking crazy. Like, it was a very good movie. This is the movies that, like, even like if the characters are in a room just talking to each other in a dark lit room, there's just two characters and no music. It's still suspenseful. It's still entertaining. You still feel like you're engaged in the movie. This is a 2-hour and 27-minute movie. It might feel like it's some others, but I felt like it could have just kept going. It could have kept going, and I would have been happy. It never ever once bored me. It never felt like it slowed down. It only slowed down for very specific parts that needed to be slowed down for, and they did it right. I can't stop praising this movie. I know there might people might be like, you're biased because you fucking like hip hop and shit, but no, that's not about that. It's this not only recognizing a talented group that changed the not only music but the world. It's not only giving recognition that it's literally saying like hip hop is art and you have a voice, and this is what's so beautiful about this music, is because it's giving you the advantage of saying, it's time for me to speak, okay? It's not time for you to tell me what and what not to do. I'm gonna speak now, and it's my fucking right and my First Amendment that I'm exercising, that I'm gonna fucking say what's on my mind. And they fucking nail that revolutionary fucking freedom of speech, just you fucking, all these the fucking LA riots. And I'm sorry I'm saying fuck a lot, by the way. That's a New England thing. And I just grew up that way, so if you get offended by the fucking F-U-C-K word, I don't even know why you're watching this or why you're even on YouTube, because it's fucking all over the place, so fuckity fuck. But you know what? This is a fucking amazing movie. And if you don't go check this out, if you don't at least watch it when it comes out on DVD, you're missing out. But I would highly suggest, if you're gonna see this, and if you're interested at even the slightest bit, you should see it on the big screen while you can, in surround sound speakers, because you feel like you're at the concert and you feel like you got goosebumps, because you're just like, this is fucking art right here. This is why it's art. I've been trying to tell people like this forever. Yeah, it's finally coming around, but I'm sorry, with songs like I'm in Love with the Coco and Bang Bang, Bang Bang, that's the shit I don't like, Bang Bang. Good for them and good for their success. But to me, that is not fucking hip hop. It's not even rap music. I don't even know what the fuck it is. You can call it trap music, but I'm sorry, I've actually heard some trap music that sounds better than that. No offense to those artists, I'm just saying, this is the kind of hip hop we listen to now. I would think after N.W.A. and Wu-Tang and Gang Starr and A Tribe Called Quest and all these amazing artists, and even artists we have out right now that are so fucking overlooked and amazing, including Dame Funk and Madlib and Flying Lotus and just everyone, like fucking, come on, Peanut Butter Wolf, Stone's Throw Records, that you have to look that up. Stone's Throw Records is what's keeping hip hop alive, in my opinion, for years now, and people might not even realize that. But you know what? Stone's Throw Records, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just fucking throwing that out there. You go type in Stone's Throw Records, you start listening to some of those artists, and you're gonna be like, yeah, hip hop still exists. Real hip hop is living right now. And you know what? Fuck that Coco shit. I'm tired of hearing people praise about fucking drugs, and maybe not the praise about it, yeah, it's maybe their lifestyle. But you know what? It's just not fucking. You can't dance to it. You can't even listen to it and feel like, yeah, he's right. He's in love with the Coco. Yeah. What are you gaining from that? What the fuck knowledge are you getting from that besides you're in love with Coco and you love screaming about baking soda? That's not fucking hip hop. No, let's go back to the days of Gang Starr and real music where it was all conscious hip hop, like De La Soul shit, Eric B. and Rakim, all that shit, Public Enemy. You could even see a Public Enemy jacket in this movie, which is pretty fucking sick, because just a few years ago I happened to see the Legends of the Mic or something. It was like Kings of the Mic tour or something, and LL Cool J was there, but also Ice Cube and Public Enemy, and it was my first time seeing them too, because I've missed them so many times here and there. I was like, I gotta go see this, and it was just so cool because Ice Cube was just making this fucking dope ass diss verse that you probably heard a lot when he's dissing N.W.A. And you see like Public Enemy jacket when it's like pointing up to Ice Cube. I'm like, oh, just like moments like that is what make me so happy to be a fan of. I don't even want to call it a genre, because it's more of a movement to me, because hip hop is art. It's like it's graffiti that you're listening to. It's like there's a story behind it. There's a story behind paintings and stuff. I don't personally get that from like rock and shit. Yeah, there's a lot of rock artists I love. There's a lot of fucking good bands that are even out now, but in like obviously classic rock and shit. But I just growing up, hip hop was just my thing, and I just always felt like there was more of a message behind it. You felt like you were listening to something special. Like this is their story, and I feel like I'm serving this justice by actually listening to it and getting a piece of what their mind is. And hip hop taught me to walk in other people's shoes, because I heard so many stories through hip hop that, and I mean through the music itself, that it literally was storytelling. And I'm like, that not only is it storytelling, but they have some of the best fucking beats ever. And this movie displays what is so beautiful about hip hop and brotherhood, and whether you can relate to sisterhood too, like just any way you can relate to this movie, even if you don't ever listen to hip hop, if you've never even heard a hip hop song, you can still see this movie and get a good story out of it. It's not all about the music, it's about life, it's about trials and tribulations, it's about overcoming obstacles. It's just about so much. It's so much more than just a movie about N.W.A. It's literally, it surprised me. It's something that I hope would be good, but I was like, a lot of movies like this just don't end up being that very well made, or they could have had a better director or something. No, everybody in this movie was pretty much like destined to be in this movie. The F. Gary Gray was the perfect choice. There was no better choice than F. Gary Gray for this movie. No better cast choice than the cast. And yeah, there was that's pretty much, I could keep going. I honestly will probably make a follow-up video to this, possibly an actual review, because you can consider this a review. I'm basically just talking to myself. And I'm looking at the time on this little GoPro that I'm surprised I'm recording with. If you can even hear me, by the way, 'cause they don't have the best mics. 32 minutes and 18 seconds. So that's a little bit longer than what I meant. I meant to make it like 10 minutes, and now I can see why people edit their videos so much. But I was always just the type, I just like keeping it uncut. The most I wanted to do with it was like add graphics at the beginning and shit like that. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I'm not ever like the type that I'm like always wanting to be on the computer or anything. So, but there's a lot of times where I want to do a review like this, or just speak right after I see a movie. I mean, I've been wanting to like even do this if I see it with a friend. I actually sometimes wanted to bring a camera and be like, hey, let's just do a quick review or quick like thoughts on what we just saw. Because there's a lot of times that I always was like, I wish I had a camera so I could like reflect right now what I just saw. And this is just one of the movies that deserved this. That I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't care if I sound stupid or whatever. All I know is I just really enjoy this movie, and I honestly, might be one of the only movies this year that I am very tempted to actually go see again. It's a 2-hour and 27-minute movie. I don't even care. This is the type of movie I literally want to find another friend and go, no, you gotta see this. Like, come on, I know you kind of were interested. Let's just go see it. I want you to see this movie. I want you to see what I appreciate, and some of my friends already appreciate a lot of these artists. Like it's just crazy. Like, they did so good, and I gotta shut up, like I said, because I'm just gonna keep praising this movie. Man, I already gave that whole 10 5-star A+ kind of thing. I'm gonna have my own review system maybe, because like I kind of want to just have my own, and like I said, there's a lot of times I see reviews online of certain movies because they're like entertaining, just like say like Fantastic Four. Like, that's something that I was almost tempted to go see because it sounded so awful that I actually just wanted to like see how I felt about it. Those are the type of reviews I'll watch, and like obviously people like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns, I'll sometimes go to like to see like their thoughts on a movie before I see it. Or usually with any reviews though, I like to, if it's a movie I want to see, I always want to see it first.